Hey folks, welcome to the Daily Popcorn Buzz. Bobbert here to serve up some hot and fresh news from Hollywood. The teaser for Star Wars Episode 9 finally came out Friday morning thanks to Star Wars Celebration taking place in Chicago this weekend. We got to see a lot in this trailer, including shots of Rey facing down a TIE fighter in the barren desert landscape, Ben Solo reconstructing the Kylo Ren helmet he had destroyed in The Last Jedi, and we even get to see Billy D. Williams as Lando back in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. But the biggest reveal of the teaser came at the end. And no, I'm not talking about the trailer revealing the title of the film being The Rise of Skywalker, but there is a lot to unpack there too, and I will offer my thoughts on it later on. I'm talking about when the distinctive laugh of Emperor Palpatine, or Darth Sidious, can be heard in the background. Could this mean that the Emperor has returned for the final film in the Skywalker Star Wars saga? Now, I'm about to lay out some weird and wild speculation on you, based on nothing but my own Star Wars lore knowledge and the brief glimpses and snippets we see and hear in the teaser. So take this all with a healthy helping of crate salt. One of the craziest and most beloved stories from the old extended universe days of Star Wars was the Dark Empire Trilogy, a comic book series that detailed the return of Emperor Palpatine. It turns out that before the end of Return of the Jedi, Darth Sidious had cloned himself multiple times and had been over the years transferring his mind from one body to another in order to achieve a type of immortality. What if Episode 9 is attempting a version of this Dark Empire storyline, but instead of it being Palpatine that was cloned, perhaps it was Anakin Skywalker? At the end of the teaser, we see Rey and the crew making their way towards what looks like the wreckage of the Death Star. Whether this is the first, second, or a previously unknown third Death Star remains to be seen. Side note, do you think this is a meta joke on the part of Lucasfilm? A way for them to respond to the criticisms that The Force Awakens utilized a Death Star-like MacGuffin and that Episode 9 would once again rely on the ultimate weapon trope? I'd like to think so, but maybe they aren't that clever or don't really care. And what if inside this wreckage they discover the body of Anakin Skywalker's clone, and they wake it up? It would be a bold choice and bring a whole new meaning to the title, The Rise of Skywalker. I do find it amusing that by introducing Snoke in The Force Awakens, J.J. Abrams had essentially given us a clone of Palpatine. And I love how Rian Johnson quickly killed him off in The Last Jedi. But with the return of JJ to the franchise, it looks like he's bringing back Palpatine himself. Maybe. Let me just say that I really like this teaser. The opening is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in a Star Wars movie, giving us a standoff straight out of a Sergio Leone spaghetti western. JJ continues to impress with his undeniably iconic imagery and exciting set pieces. It's just the connective tissue in between the action that worries me. Mark Hamill returns to provide his voice as Luke Skywalker, offering some words of wisdom over the opening visuals. I never doubted the return of Luke in this final installment of the sequel trilogy. I always figured it was going to be as a Force ghost, and this little tidbit seems to confirm that. Perhaps this is why the film has the title it does, or maybe it's because Ben Solo has his own redemption arc by the film's end. However, I am worried it's for another reason entirely. One of the things I loved about The Last Jedi was Johnson's decision to toss out the idea of Rey somehow being related to the Skywalker line. I prefer the premise that she's just a nobody that happens to also be strong with the Force, instead of the notion that the Skywalkers are somehow the only ones capable of tapping into the full potential of the Force. I really hope JJ doesn't try to undo all of that in Episode 9. But the title certainly gives me pause. Aside from its plot implications, I also think it's kind of clunky sounding. I suppose The Rise of Skywalker is a pretty appropriate one considering this is supposed to be the culmination of the Skywalker saga. But what do you folks think? Do you like the title? Did you get enough epic footage to keep you satiated until December? And do you think my theory of an Anakin clone has any chance of being accurate? Let me know in the comments down below. Come back here every day for your daily helping of Popcorn Buzz. Don't forget to hit like, smash that sexy subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so that you never miss this or any other big screen theory.